And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. One of the things I really like is uniquely themed games. And one of them here is Die of the Dead. Die of the Dead here, based on the holiday, and you can see the skull and the flowers and everything. It's a really pretty game, and it's something that really drew me to it when I first saw it on Kickstarter. It's a game where you're rolling dice. Your dice are souls in this game, and you are trying to have those souls ascend so they can eventually show up at the village. You'll do that by rolling them and using special abilities, like this. In this game, each player is going to be a color. You're going to get a bunch of dice of your color, and you'll start with this board where you can have prepared dice, and you can use the flip side where you have a special ability that you'll be able to use over the course of the game. 4 caskets are placed here. You'll have some dice starting in them based on turn order, and each casket is assigned to a number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Although there's going to be many things that make the caskets move. Whenever something makes the casket move, they all move up one, and the number 4 comes to the bottom. And whichever one is here at the bottom is always open, and so you can see what's in that one. While the other ones, you just have to remember what's in them. On a player's turn, they're going to pick one of these 4 caskets, and they're going to take the action. There's a main action and a secondary action, but you'll take both of them. So we'll go over the actions real quickly. This first one says, add 3 prepared souls or 1 free soul to this basket. What that means is I have some dice to the side, I can throw 1 in there. Or if, let's say I'm the yellow player, and I had 3 on my board, and they're prepared, or maybe even 2, it doesn't matter, I could throw those in. Then it says if there's at least 2 players' souls in the casket, shake the casket. So we put the lid on it. We shake it. And if a 1 is rolled, we would move it. No 1 was rolled. But otherwise, everything would move up. Going to the second one here, prepare up to 2 souls. So on my board in front of me, I can prepare 2 souls. Just stick them there for my free souls. Then I'll shake this casket, and I'm going to compare souls. Whenever you compare souls, you're going to shake the dice in there and see who has the most of the highest die. Now here everyone has this 1 die of each, but there's 1 6. So black is the winner. So let's say red was in here and red got 2 3s. Black would still be the winner, but if red had 2 6s, then they would win. In this case, the winner prepares a soul. And it says if a 1 is rolled, move the casket. So again, we would just do this. This would move up here, put the lid on it, and we move this down. For this one, you shake the casket, and we remove duplicate souls. Well, each person only has 1, so there is no duplicate souls. And then I gain a token. There are 4 different types of tokens. Each of these tokens has 2 different ways they can be used. You can pick which way at the beginning of the game. You can spend these tokens. Like, for example, I can play before any player chooses a casket and move the caskets. Or I play when another player chooses a casket, add a prepared soul to that casket before they shake it. Or adjust the value of a soul up or down, plus or minus 1. So when you get these tokens, you can keep them until they're spent. And finally, the most important casket, the 4th one, we're going to shake it and compare the souls. And whoever is the winner, in this case the winner is yellow, because yellow has a 6, 2 of their souls would be ascended. So this soul is going to get ascended. That's the only one. And then the person who picked it can either move the caskets, gain a power soul, or send one of my souls from the casket. As a quick aside, there's power souls here. You can gain them. You'll notice they have this skull on them on 2 of the different sides here in place of the 3 and 4. And when you roll a skull, you can say it's whatever number you want it to be. When ascending souls, you're placing them on this staircase. So when I place a soul, I'm going to put it anywhere here in the bottom. I might put it there, which gives me a power soul. I might put it here, lets me prepare a soul, or take a blue or a green token. After that, you're going to send a soul on each step. And the whole point of this game is to be the person who ascends to the very top. You put your soul up there, and you win the game. But you have to put 1 on each step all the way up. When it comes to components, these are really, I mean, this is the whole point of the game, right? This is the attraction, what people are going to be coming to get the game for, and these work really well. The lids fit on nice and smoothly. I might argue, I feel like there might be too little space in there for them to shake, but they shake well, so I can't really complain. These here are nice, and on the back of each of them, it has symbols of what the actions are. The tokens are fine. The dice are good quality, and the power dice have nice little skulls on them. The whole artwork here is tremendous. This is the one piece I'm not a big fan of. First of all, it was a pain to build this, and when you put it back in the box, it barely fits in. I mean, it fits in, but you have to take off the back piece. But when you put that in, and then let's say you put in the caskets, you can see here we're running out of space. So you're going to actually have to fill the caskets with dice to fit everything in there. Not a big deal, but it is a slight tight fit. But that's really my only complaint. The whole thing has a really pretty, beautiful look. Die of the Dead is one of the games where when I went over the rules, I said, I think I'm going to really enjoy this. I like the idea that the coffins kept moving up and you would shake them and do different things. Unfortunately, in practice, it came out just too random. You'll notice that there are many times amongst those different coffins where basically it says, roll the coffin, compare, see who the winner is. The winner gets to ascend some dice in that coffin 4. You don't know who's going to win. You could have more dice in there. Somebody else could win. Yes, there are those tokens you can get to manipulate that stuff, but it's not enough. So that's one of the problems is the game just feels incredibly random. And it also is a little rich get richer, because if you do ascend your soul, that gives you more tokens. The first person to ascend gets more stuff, which then helps them win more often. And the actions that you have don't feel incredibly diverse. I could throw a die in this one. I prepare a couple things. I throw a couple dice in this one. Now I get to shake the coffin. Shaking the coffin's the best part of the game, but it doesn't feel like there's enough fulfilling behind that. You're picking one of 4 major actions. One, you will likely not pick if there's a bunch of someone else's die in there. You'll want to move the coffins, but you can only do that on sections 1 and 2 if a 1 is rolled, or if you have a token that lets you do that, which means you got to take this action to take a token and then move the coffins. And it's a lot of work to stop somebody else, and then you're usually not helping yourself. So if everyone does what's best for them, then the game simply comes down to straight luck. I really wanted to like this one. I think it's pretty. I think there's a lot of cool things about it. And the idea of having the coffin shuffling and moving, it's a little fiddly, by the way, moving them all. But I could live with that. But it's not that interesting. It's just shuffle, 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 move, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Some of them come out here, shuffle, here they ascend. Well, that's cool. That's the part of the game. Moving back to the beginning, shuffle. And every coffin you're shuffling just consistently. It's a great looking game. It's a game that I think goes to a theme that's not seen often in board games. There's some cool ideas. And I'm not even sure, like some people might go, well, Tom, it's a light game and people have it, but it seems like it might have a few too many symbols and too much stuff written down for it to be really considered light also. So there's a few too many rules for it to be as light and random as it is. For me, anyway. You might find it to be enjoyable. Hopefully you can tell from this video if that's the case, because I would love to see more from Radical 8 Games. This is a good production value here, and I like to see more in the future. But that's what I think. I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching the Dice Tower. See y'all next time. Dice Tower Judgment, beautiful, but too lucky.